All right, I know I'm wrong for that, but I did it. What's the motherfucker deal, man? Welcome to the den. I hope you wonderful people are having a superb Saturday evening. I hope life is treating you, granting you all the desires that you wish. And I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to be your host this evening. The privilege of speaking to you tonight. I am Ed Honcho. If you don't know, if it's your first go round, welcome. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. And if you're just tuning in this for the first time, like if you're watching this when it's not live, you know, make sure you put your, make sure you got the live chat going, because even though, you know, I host the show, again, the chat and the people, the friends in the den, the degenerates, the denizens, you guys are what makes this thing so special. The conversation is just amazing, entertaining. So if you're watching this, like I say, after the stream is over with, make sure you got the live chat going so you don't miss a bit, so you can kind of understand who I'm speaking to. Sometimes I get people hit me like, well, what's going on? I don't understand. You got to have a chat up so you can fully comprehend how this thing works, because like I say, this is a conversation. It's not just me talking out of my ass. It's like 70% that, but no, man, it's about everybody. It's about the whole community. I guess if I fucking titled the shit right, I could fix it, huh? But man, I'm glad you could join me this evening. I hope, like I said, I hope everybody's having a good evening, man. I hope everybody is doing well. And I'm an asshole because I just seen it. I fucking slept in late, I'm not gonna lie, and I forgot to hit you this morning, man. Things. It just hit me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I got up, went to the little one, had a game today, and just was taking care of some shit, and it just hit me. We're gonna chop it up about that. My hat sitting crooked and shit. I know my head big, but goddamn. Did y'all see the thumbnail? The thumbnail looked like one of old Cash Money fucking, like old crazy ass fucking rap album. That shit was terrible. But hey, y'all know what it is. We're gonna talk about deceit and desire. And what I mean by that is how deceit and how desire impacts our lives. And you know, they both play a role. We'll kind of talk about that. You know how the den works. Whatever's on your mind, when we open up the line, you know, feel free to call in. We're gonna chop it up about whatever you guys feel like talking about. It's Saturday. It's a great day, Saturday night, and we're gonna make it shake. But let's get through the particulars. You know, house cleaning. We're gonna used to say this in school. Got to do a little bit of house cleaning. Meant your ass had to fill out a bunch of fucking papers, same shit over and over again. Make sure you're following the Den on all the proper social medias: Facebook.com/Den Show Live, Twitter and Instagram, different platforms, same name at Den Show Live. Shout out to everybody who is following on the other platforms. That's the best way to know. And I give you guys a heads up when we are going live, or if there's a cancellation or anything like that. So if you use those social medias, we greatly appreciate it if you give the Den a follow. If you want to follow my own personal social medias, it's Ed Honcho HTX. You know what I'm saying? So same shit. I try to keep all my, on every platform, I try to keep the same name. So Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. So if you want to hear my random rants and raves and nonsensical thoughts, you know, feel free to do so. If you want to contact the Den, even when we're not live, you want to text the Den or just, you know, reach out, you can hit the Den at 833-284-3336. Again, the number is 833-284-3336 or 8332. The Den is the easy way to remember that. Den Show Live at Gmail. Either one of those, if you want to just send some information, a topic, thought, process, whatever you got going on in your mind, you know, feel free to do that. You can hit the Den Show. Tell a friend about the Den. Tell them to go to the Den Show. It'll take them straight to the channel. And if you want to tell them how to join us live, tell them to go to the denshow.com/live, and it'll bring them straight to the live stream. Like if you want to go like right now, just tell a friend to tune into the Den like right now. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can stay here and not leave. Either way, it's all good. Shout out to everybody, man, who's been supporting the Den. I appreciate y'all's support sincerely. And I thank you as we continue to grow. And I know I'm going to get the numbers together. I'm running a little bit late tonight. I'm tardy this evening to the party. But streamlabs.com/the Den Show if you want to donate to the channel, and all that love is greatly appreciated. And shout out to everybody who has been holding it down and supporting the channel as we continue to grow. I sincerely thank you for that, because like I say, without y'all, there is no Den. What am I moving around over here? I thought I was doing something else. Okay. And shout out to Stina Starry-Eyed and anybody else who would love to become a Patreon supporter on a monthly basis by supporting the Den. You can go to patreon.com/the Den Show. Several different tiers there, and you can check it out, and you can motherfucking me do what you need to do there. And like I say, you can go and I mean, support the channel. Let's see. Edwin Baptiste, who got joined us this evening. Again, the friends of the dinner would make it. And then we'll make it shake. We got Edwin Baptiste, Simply Deep, Rashida Reed. Let me see, My Town Trio, Joshua LaMelle, Rashida, we got two. Well, Rashida, you deserve two. V Darko. Let's see. Broderick Brooks, what's the motherfucking deal? Get this jagged concert over. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hop on the stage. Let's see. Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Roman Kemp, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. J-Mail, what you? I don't know if you LaMail, J-Mail, you know both of them. Let me see. Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal? Rob Myers, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Miss Thang, what's the motherfucking deal? Appreciate the call last night. I'm down with it, man. Thing, shit. Let's see. Saturday donation bring back Shaq Kush. Yeah, the Streamlabs button, ain't no Streamlabs button, but streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Let me see. Shit, J-Mail, if they is, they know how to find me. You know, if they looking, they can find me, man. Let's see. But with that being said, let me see. Let's get into some conversation, man. Let's talk about it. They would tell them, hey, look, they can get some of that sauce, man. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I was just looking like old gal in the car. I was just rolling. I ain't know what happened. Wise, what's the motherfucking deal, man? I ain't do nothing. That man, you know, here's my deal with that too. Then we're gonna get into the conversation. Here's my deal with that, man. Honestly, here's my deal with that. And I have no problem with anybody having their own opinion about anything. You feel me? Like, everybody should have their own opinion. Nobody should ever sway what you think or change your mind unless you truly agree with it. My whole deal with that, and it is funny because people look at us like we some bad guys or something. It's like, I ain't never go to old buddy channel and say, oh, these fucking opinions suck. They're fucking stupid. They're dumb or anything like that. You know, what you did was jump in the ingredients, you know what I'm talking about, say, oh, man, this, and this, and then say, well, hey, justify yourself. And then get mad when somebody tells you to justify yourself or what you're saying doesn't logically make sense. And some people just like, oh, y'all doing nobody bad. I didn't do nothing bad to that man. He's a grown-ass man. He made the decisions he made. And so, you know, like I say, I don't feel no particular way for him or about him. You know, it just is what it is. But who I do love, who I do like, hey, man, Jack, the motherfucking friends of the den, the denizens, the degenerates, the greatest motherfucking people in the world, man, and I appreciate y'all, man. But let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna eat like 2 M&Ms, then we're gonna talk about it. Okay, I'm only eat one. I'm gonna eat the other ones later. That's rude. I ain't bring no M&Ms for y'all. But deceit and desire, you know. I don't know. Look, I'm still looking at Keisha. I'm still. It's still a couple of. It's still a couple of motherfucking me surveys I ain't get done. But you know, we had a good night last night, man. You know. Oh yeah. Let me shoot that to you. You want the beginning intro beat? I got you. Let me wheel and deal that real quick in the background. I got you on that. But here's the deal, man. Deceit and desire. You know, there's two ways to really come up in this world. I was thinking about it because I was listening to, I forgot what I was listening to. I was listening to one of these books, and you know, they were talking about the way you think, and you know, and I'm a firm believer in not fucking people over. You know, even though I have my own personal issues with karma, and sometimes I do believe in karma, sometimes I don't, but I just don't, I guess as a character trait, believe in fucking people over. Scumbaggy way of being. So deceit would be, fucking people over. But I have desires. And I look at those as the two kind of ways that that you can come up. You know what I mean? And let me see. Man, things, text me your email and I'll shoot it directly to you because I don't have the link to where, but I can send you the beat itself. But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. Yeah, look, the investigation is never complete. This is always ongoing. When that dude started, what I was done was just like when this dude said, "Oh, that's the first filter that showed." But man, just stop with the bullshit. But my thing is this, man: deceit and desire. And I see that. Look, y'all trying to give me a hard time today, OPS. But so there's two ways that you can come up in life, right? You can come up by fucking people over, and you can come up by, I know y'all crazy, but you can come up by servicing people. And not like that, but when you provide service, they say, hey, if you want to be a millionaire, then serve 1 million people. Or not necessarily that, but you find a way to get people to, use your service depending on what your fees are. I mean, that may be over exaggerating it. But you have people who look at the come up as fucking people over. And then you have people who come up and they may not necessarily look at it as fucking people over, but it is. If you got a dope dealer, if you got somebody selling dope, they may have come up that way, hey, it's getting money. These people are making a choice on themselves, which is true. But you know that in the long run, you fucking these people off, right? You know that in the long run, you are doing something bad to these people. You're not benefiting them. If you're selling them hard drugs, I think if you're doing shit like reefer, reefer is a different thing. But my deal is, man, you have one of two ways to come in. I think it's all based on your character. No, don't mind me. I had a funny text. And your character determines. And the thing is that sometimes you have people who may have genuinely be good, and given the right situation, given the right come up, if you will, the right amount, because everybody has a price, right? Given the right price, then people will do some shit. And I know everybody says, oh, you can't buy me, you can't do this. Yeah, you can. Everybody has a price. Whether you want to pay it or not, everybody has a price. But deceit is for the corrupted, and desire is for the goal-oriented. But at the same time, it can be they can cross over, because hey, if you're willing to, if your desire leads you to a deceitful path, I mean, it could be a thing. And, you could be deceitful because of your desires, I guess. Same thing, in a sense. But my thing is, if you're getting to the goal in the end, right, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Professor Trio, what's the motherfucking deal? See Dr. Rabbit slide up in there. I see, I don't know if I've seen, but I seen Broad. I don't know if I shouted you out earlier or not. Let me see. But my thing is this, Roman, if I missed you, I don't know if I did or didn't. See, when you feel listening to too much Usher, you're like, boy, you better stop. Catch something listening to Usher. But favorite Usher song, man, he got a bunch, but he got so many. Man, I ain't even finna go back. We gonna change stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute, because I'm gonna go down memory lane and shit. But I think it depends on the person again. If ultimately it's about achieving the goal, is it worth it if you get there by deceitful means? If you have to take the longer winding road, but eventually you get there, or you could take the deceitful shortcut to get there, but you get there either way. Is there a difference? I mean, like I say, I want to know, do you or do you not believe in karma? That's what I was thinking. That would dig up. That one right there. It's a I wouldn't say newer, but I guess more recent. Not what you would think of as some of the classics. But that motherfucker went off on that one. I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker went off on that one. But shout out to Edwin, man. But the thing is, like I say, deceit and desire. What are you fueled by? What are you motivated by? What pushes you to go forward? And I think that, there's people who don't have either one, right? People that don't have desires, they just exist, they do what they have to because that's just what you're supposed to do. But then you have people who will shortcut you, undermine you, shorthand you, do anything that they can to get one over on you, even when it's not even necessary. You know what I'm saying? And they will, just because it's their nature. You know what I'm saying? But then you have people, again, like I say, who will go above and beyond the call of duty. Sweet Berry, what's the motherfucking deal? Kenneth, what's the motherfucking deal? You have people who go above and beyond the call of duty to help you out. And I know what type of person you want to be around, but it doesn't matter, because you think about drug lords, right? And for some reason, a lot of people idolize drug lords. Don't know why, but it's a thing. But they've used some backhanded measures. They've used some backhanded activities to get what they got to get. They've come up on the addiction of others. But whose fault is it? And that's a very interesting thing, too. Is it the drug dealer's fault for capitalizing on someone's addiction, or is it the person's fault for having an addiction? But, it's a very interesting thing. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. This is why I can't be fucked with y'all, but I fucks with y'all. Because I be talking about one goddamn thing, y'all be on a whole nother thing in the damn chat. But this is what we're going to do, man. I ain't going to talk your ears off all night. We're going to open up the line. But you would know, you're from Honduras, Kenneth. God damn it. You want to know something funny? I want to say it was third grade. It might have been like third grade. And we had to write to a consulate. We had to call, we had to write, I forgot what we had to do. We had to do something. I think we could call, they let us call from the classroom. And then we ended up having write a letter or something. Mine was the Honduran consulate from Honduras or whatever. So I don't even think them motherfuckers answered. And after, talking to Kenneth enough, I understand why. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is like a curse on me. Kenneth is a curse on me. You know what I'm saying? From me doing that project in the third grade. Josh is around. I know Josh around here, so he low key watching. Josh is always welcome. Get this game, Josh. Stop bullshitting. But I just thought that was funny now that I thought about it. But here's the deal. Like I said, I'm over up the line, man. Whatever's on your mind, we're gonna talk about. I want to know what motivates you. You know what I mean? As an individual, what are your goals? Let's talk about something positive. We was a little ratchet last night. We can always be ratchet again. There's nothing wrong with being ratchet. And I probably may implement a lot more ratchetivity in some of these conversations. But because that shit was, I ain't gonna lie, last night was wired up. That's your boy. That's young generation, right? This y'all claiming that young. He claiming young nigga like you, man. That's y'all gang. We ain't claiming him on this side. Y'all claiming him. And I see y'all talking about best sex song ever. So if you are above the age of 18, when you call in, share your best sex song ever. I think that might be the thing we start doing. Like when you call in, you have a, we talk about a topic, but there's a secondary thing. Because that's kind of how it was last night. We had a particular topic. And then, the secondary was the survey. So it's always going to be a secondary survey for these activities. All right. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna open up the line, man, and let's get some calls. I want to know what motivates you. I want to know what drives you. I want to know what is your inspiration in life for you to pursue the goals that you have in life. I want to know what makes you wake up in the morning. But then again, if you are above the age of 18, I ain't condoning none of that underage shit. Drop your favorite sex song in the chat. Your best groovy tune to groove to. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, with that being said, let's get some conversation going. Let's talk about some shit. A couple of things. Let me see. There was a couple of things. Did I talk about the burnt house threesome last night? Well, I can't remember if I did. We talked about a lot of shit last night, but I don't know if I talked about it. You know what I'm saying? But there was a news story, and basically this couple had a consensual threesome, right? And I guess it got to getting good, and the boyfriend sent the girlfriend home in a taxi, and he kept the third party at the house. So old gal got upset and went back and burnt the house down. So, you know, there's that. That's, hey man, that's small play, but she consented to it, right? So here's the thing though, is he wrong if she would leave normally anyway? Or I'm assuming, I'm making some assumptions here, right? So what if she just, what if she doesn't really stay over there? What if she leaves generally anyway, you know what I'm saying? And then, instead of her leaving as usual, the other one just stayed. I'm just trying to find out, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out. That's all I wants to know, player. So Miss Thang says, my children motivate me to work my ass off. Everything I have and know will go to them. Okay. Interesting. Well, Arson, I'm not saying what she did was right. I guess you could say it was some fire pussy. Too soon? I know I'm corny. I don't give a fuck. God damn it. Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Let me see. Best. I don't know if there's just a best. I think it depends on what type of action. Oh, I guess I should open up the fucking thing. How that helps, right? If I actually cut the line on up instead of just putting the number up so the phone actually works right. That makes a shit ton of sense. Give me just a second. It doesn't work by just putting up and that's not the right password. Give me 1 second. And all right, I see somebody was just calling in, man. Feel free to call back. We should be Gucci now. Now we should be in action. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 90s really where it was. When it came to like yeah. I'm telling you, look. There is a man, Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be was a great fucking song. See, Kenny, look, shut your ass up. That's why your ass got time. Hey, you need to sit your ass down and learn something. Sit in the corner and learn something, goddamn. Knocking boots H-Town, yeah. But like I said, it depends on what type of action you're getting into. I mean, if you get into some old slow sensual type shit, you making love or you fucking or you like nowadays, all it is now is fucking. There's no love making anymore. Like R&B, they don't make love. Exactly. Silk, meeting in my bedroom, freaking you. No, not freaking you. That's just Jodeci. I'm thinking. God damn it. What's the freak one from fucking Silk? I'm gonna say the wrong name. I'm saying the wrong name and shit. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? J-Man.
J-Man, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight, man?
Shit, well, first off, on that threesome topic, the way it seemed to me, like he finally got her to agree to this shit for once.
Mm-hmm.
And then he pulled he pulled that wild shit and made her leave.
But is he wrong for it though? I mean, I mean, if you consented to it and was okay with it, is it wrong because he continued the party without her, or do you think that it was okay?
I'm not gonna say it was wrong because that man did what he felt. So I can't say it was wrong. But when you make a decision like that, you gotta be ready for the consequences.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that ain't gonna never be good.
Nah, fuck nah. I'm surprised the bitch left.
Yeah, that's what I. But that's my thing. That's my thing though. Right there is like, how did it end for him to actually get her to leave? Like, you know, she consented to leave. Like, did she left without a problem, without an issue? Like, did she have to go home and like think about it? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure.
I think as soon as that nigga said he wanted her to leave, she said, "Bet I'm coming back and burn this bitch down." I'm leaving to go get the shit to burn this bitch down.
Go get the supplies. That's what your motherfucking ass did. That's terrible, man. That's a bold ass, but like that's a bold ass dude right there. He homeless now, but he bold like a motherfucker, you know. So
yeah,
that's fucked up.
Maybe he can move in with that bitch he has a threesome with.
Man, I hope so.
We're gonna keep him in our prayers. Huh?
Yeah, we're gonna think I got him tonight. Later on, I'm gonna make sure I send one up for him.
Right. But as far as what motivates me, shit, just everything I've experienced in life, man. I ain't had an easy one. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure a lot of us haven't. When I was 8. My dad led the police on a high-speed chase in an 18-wheeler. And y'all probably seen that nigga on the news. That shit was in Houston.
Oh, shit.
And, I remember having all kind of reporters outside my house and shit trying to ask me questions as a kid, you know, going through that whole trial, the nigga getting 50 years. Like, just knowing right then at that moment at 8, like, all right, I ain't about to have a dad. And just seeing his fucked up mistakes, you know what I'm saying? That shit motivated me not to be the same person, not to put myself in a position like that. And then just, trying to do things and failing motivates me, to never want to feel failure again. And knowing that, that you gotta try, like we joke around and say every try you don't take, you miss. You know, you could apply that to life too. You know, you gotta try or you're gonna fail anyway. So I mean, that's the things that motivate me. And feeling like I know what my purpose is in this life, and trying to achieve that by any means.
Okay. Well, would you like to share that with us, or that's something you like to keep to yourself with your purpose?
My purpose. I feel like my purpose is mainly to enlighten people and bring the best out of people.
Okay.
I feel like that's really my purpose. Through action, through word, you know, through my music, whatever the case may be, personal interaction with people. Because that's my main thing. Like even if I know you a hater, like I still want you to be the best person you could be. Like I ain't never hating ain't in my blood.
Yeah.
Like, I could see a nigga that I know hate me down on his last, you know, and give this nigga $100, you know, tell him go do what you gotta do, man. Like, that's just in me to want to lift people up.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's happening, man. That's what's happening. That's terrible. My town Trelawney. I ain't even want to read that. It ruined my life. But that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So that's cool. That's cool, man. And that's crazy to hear. I have to. Well, I ain't gonna look that up. That's not something I want to bring up about the 18-wheeler thing. But that's wild. Definitely having to experience that at a young age. But again, like I say, you use it for motivation. That's what's up, you know. Because some people will go the opposite direction, you know, and want to follow in those footsteps and do something different. So I think you making the right choice, man. And that's what's up. I commend that.
Appreciate it, Honcho. Yeah, like even to the point, like he actually got out. He got paroled. He got paroled like a year and a half ago, and he got out. He got out and fucked around and made some more bad decisions. Now he's back in. So it's like I use that as motivation too. Like don't ever. Uh, you gotta always recognize your blessings in life and capitalize it to the utmost. Because it's a lot of motherfuckers out here is in the position they in because they don't realize how blessed they really are. You know what I'm saying? And they make bad decisions based off of the position they think they in, when really they could be in a way worse position than they are.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
So yeah, just people. I try to look at the people around me. If they making mistakes, I log that and try to say, okay, that's something that I know not to do.
Yeah.
So that's just how I live my life, man.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the wise way to do it. Learn from your own mistakes, but learn from other people's mistakes too. So sometimes you can avoid.
So you can avoid on.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Well, shit, that's the bet, J-Mail, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us, man.
That's a bet, Honcho.
All right, have a good one. Man, shout out to J-Mail, man. I agree, man. You gotta. But what he said in the end, about people not realizing how blessed they really are. And I think it's a lot of that. And again, remember, when you call in, we talk about your desires, talking about your dreams, your goals, what it is that you're trying to achieve in life. Let's see what we got calling in this evening. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal? Roman, what would you like to drop in the den tonight, man?
Man, first of all, bro, I done got everybody talking about goddamn Usher, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Roman came in and violated the conversation. Nah, fuck, it's all good, man.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I got a confession tomorrow. My first confession ever. I got something to say. That's kind of why I'm talking about Usher. You'll see about that tomorrow, but that's on another topic, man.
It's a little Roman on the way.
Wait. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be in this house my mom was paying for. But, okay. But, what was I about to say? No, what motivates me, man, is, of course, God. I'm a Christian, I pray. That's number one, of course. But I think what really motivates me right now, like, in this life, I really think it's to teach people. I've been called a lot of things, oh my God, Roman, you're old, man. You know so much. You're wise on your years. And I think at the time of my life, I used to say that in talk. Like, I don't want to be old. I want to be like everybody else and everybody else's age. But I think as I got older, I'm only 16, but I've been calling that for a couple of years. I embrace that. Like, I think I'm really something different. I mean, what kid knows about Tate Pengrass? Let's be honest here. Especially at my age, or just my age group. And I really, like some of the kids I know, I really like to just talk to them and say, hey, man, do you know who this person is? Hey, do you know who this person is? And just to inform them about stuff, man. The one thing I hate is ignorance. I hate when people go into debates, arguments. Everybody does a little bit of ignorance, but super. You know what I mean? To where you just don't know nothing. You try to defend yourself, but you don't make sense, or you believe in something that has no facts, or it's just plain wrong, And I just like to inform people about things to make or just make you think about, that's interesting, man. And also, I think it will also, motivates me. It's just to really become a historian, man. I really like history. Okay. And it's something about history, man. I feel like because history, really it does repeat itself. I mean, it teaches us places. History is supposed to teach us what we're not supposed to do in the future, And I really want to inform people, like, hey, this stuff matters. This stuff can happen again, And it's something about when people can just name take the names and people. It's interesting to me. It's just, those people are different types of people because they actually go back and look and see, hey, this is what happened. Hey, this is what happened. History is the key to a lot. You have to know your history. I feel like to be less ignorant, know your history. Yeah, I'm not just saying race or anything. Know your history just to say, you know what, I know something. it makes you a smarter person, you know, and that's why I just want people just to align themselves and make them, you know, I'm really learning something by doing this. So when I mean by historian, I don't mean a teacher. I mean I'm traveling the world, you know, trying to see different cultures and religions and different other things, you know, and yeah. So I feel like that's my purpose, man. And last thing before I get off, I agree with you saying, man. That's true. Every man has a price, you know. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, said it best in wrestling, man. That's his catchline. Every man has a price. But it's true. I mean, it matters on what you want to do, and people will do it. You know, and price doesn't always mean money. You know, it's things you give them they want. You know, they might want that watch. They might want that, you know, they might want that car. But it's not even just material things. It also could be mental. You know, people kill people for people's love and for people's affection, and for it is not always money when it comes to prices. So I 100% agree with you when you said, you know, every man has a price. But yeah, man, that's it, man. I don't want to go too long on here, man. But yeah, tomorrow I got confess. Yeah, y'all see it, man.
Okay, man. We gonna see, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, we gonna see, man.
Already. Appreciate the call there, Roman.
Man, anytime.
Already. Look, y'all don't judge me. I was eating like a couple of M&Ms. It wasn't even that many. It was like a couple. But here's the deal, right? Here is, and you know, matter of fact, since T'Challa is joining us, we're gonna have to get that T'Challa survey action too. The ladies took a survey yesterday, so we're going to need you to answer a couple of questions, Miss T'Challa. Would be greatly appreciated. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Dr. Rabbit 19.
Dr. Rabbit. Still haven't seen your credentials, but I'll take your word for it. What would you like to drop in the den this evening?
So the topic for tonight's den is deceit or desire, right?
Yeah.
Man, I think my dog's full of deceit of me.
Okay. And why do you feel this way?
Because she ate my breakfast taco this morning.
Oh, man, yeah, I've had a couple of incidents like that. You know, you gotta keep that out of range. I remember one time I went the fuck off on Scotty for something like that. So how does that happen? How did the dog obtain the taco?
Man, so I left it on the table, right?
What kind of table?
It was one of those big ones. It wasn't like one of the dining room tables.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Now, she's done this before.
So you knew better. You just tempted the dog. You knew better. You tempted the dog. You put the dog into a predicament, right? The dog had to either stick by her own set of morals or abide by your rules. And, you know, nature calls. The dog's got to eat. You set the dog up for failure.
No. I mean, even though she's done it before, that doesn't mean that it's happened frequently. Like we've been smart enough to understand that, but sometimes, you know, we forget.
Mm-hmm. So because you forget, blame the dog. Is that what you're saying?
Because that's what she does, man. So like if you leave a chair out, which I think we all did. I think because we all went to go get breakfast. We went to go get breakfast tacos. I had one taco left. But we all left our chairs. We didn't push our chairs in, and we left them out. So what happened was she climbed on the chairs, and she jumped on the table, and sure enough, she ate it. Just completely ate it. She didn't leave anything behind.
No, that would be lazy.
Ain't that a big bitch?
No, but my thing is though. So what you're saying is that you set up the whole pathway for the dog to gain access to the taco. She thought it was an invitation.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think that's unfair. That you blame the dog for you set that dog up. Okay. And I feel like you're slandering the dog's character right now because she was just doing what a doggy does. And you're
what's wrong with that? I mean, she's fat anyways.
Then you knew what was going to happen. I'm upset. I'm upset, man. I mean that you have put this dog in a predicament and expected the dog to take the high road. Well, she did take the high road to the taco, but you know what I'm saying.
She fools us, man.
I think that you put this dog in a bad position, man, and I think it's unfair that the dog has to take this slander and she's not available to defend her character.
Well, I mean, you're kind of right. But even then, though, the taco was wrapped. Even then, I got a question for you, man.
Okay.
So let's say the taco was wrapped in tinfoil. Wrapped in tinfoil, mind you. You couldn't even see it. Untouched.
Yeah.
How do you think she'd unwrap that damn tinfoil?
Well, dogs are smart. Dogs are crafty, you know. And some dogs.
Because when my mom bought it to me, that stuff was unwrapped.
It was unwrapped or wrapped?
It was unwrapped. Like it was unwrapped.
Okay.
And nothing from the taco was like there. The taco itself wasn't there, of course.
Yeah.
But like there was no scraps.
No. Dogs are efficient. They're not going to leave any scraps. They're not going to leave any mess behind. They have no time to play games.
The moral to the story: don't ever leave your food out, and don't be like me and try to trap your dog in situations.
Yeah. Don't set the dog up for failure, thinking that the dog is going to take the moral high ground, because they will not. The dog, if it comes to you or food, the dog's gonna take the food. That's just how it works. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. They may not know it's your food. They may have thought it was a gift for them, that you were just being a very kind owner. So unfortunately, this time it didn't work out like that. Did the taco get replaced, or did you just have to go without?
Man, I just went without it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It wasn't even my favorite, anyways. So.
Well, that's a bit. Well, how about this, Dr. Rabbit? What is your motivation? What is your ambition in life?
I want to be a voice actor.
You want to be a voice actor? Okay. Like in animated films or anime? Like, what is there a specific type of voice acting that you would like to do?
Animation, and likely cartoon commercials.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. Well, what are you doing to pursue that right now? Do you study it, or do you practice and work on different voices? I mean, what are you doing to pursue that goal?
I mean, I call myself a man of many different voices because I can make myself sound like a lot of different people. And I know this because I've fooled a lot of people with my voice talent. Do you know who, have you ever watched Gabriel Iglesias' special?
Gabriel Iglesias, the Fluffy?
Hot and Fluffy.
Oh, I mean,
have you ever seen that one?
No, but I was asking, that's the fluffy dude, right? The big fat guy? Gabriel Iglesias? Okay. No, I haven't seen the special. But
Fluffy.
He's a fat guy, but it's okay. But I know him by Fluffy. I don't know him about the, I couldn't remember his real name. But go ahead. Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, but in that special, or no, I don't remember what special it was, but he tells a story about how he's going through a drive-through, right, and they got his order wrong, so he went back in the drive-through, but he fooled the employee with a girl voice.
And so why did he fool the employee about his food? Why did he call back or go back through there in anger and be like, "Hey man, you fucked my shit up"?
Because, man, you really would you, if you were that employee, would you want to sit here with a 300-pound man just venting, just sitting here having to listen to this man vent about food? No, man.
I don't know. Don't think it's any big deal. I listen to people vent all the time. Then, so I don't know. Probably.
Plus, man, you gotta spice it up, man. You can't just go back and just complain about it, man. they're gonna laugh at you, man. You gotta mix it up.
Okay. So how about this, Dr. Rabbit? Why don't you do one of your voices for the Den? I think the Den would enjoy that. Well, why don't you spice it up for the Den? Do one of your favorite voices to do.
All right, man. I'm gonna take a 5 second. I'm gonna take a 5 second pause. I'm not going to hang up. I promise. I'm not going to hang up.
All right.
But I'm going to bring back I'm going to bring back someone old, someone you guys haven't heard of in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up? You know it's your boy. Read that book 445, man. Honcho, you know I had to come back, man.
Interesting.
What's the motherfucking deal? How about that?
Okay.
How's that?
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Somebody said it sounds like Hood Kermit. Okay.
Inspired by EDP 445, that crazy motherfucker.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, that's a bad. Well, you know, how many voices would you say that you have that you can do?
Like 6 or 7.
Okay. Is there a goal of how many voices you're trying to obtain, or you're just working on perfecting the ones that you have now?
Perfecting the ones that I have now, and if I can put an accent to them, then I'll try to perfect them and add a little bit more flavor to it, like spice it up.
Okay. All right. Well, nothing wrong with that. Interesting. Now, I guess we have all learned something about Dr. Rabbit this evening. Dr. Rabbit has been a long time denizen, degenerate, friend in the Den and Den folk. Dr. Rabbit wants to be a voice actor, and I don't see anything wrong with that. So I encourage you to pursue your journey, and I'll be looking forward when you get your first opportunity. Make sure you send it so we can check it out. Then we'll do it as a premiere on YouTube. We'll all watch it.
Hell yeah, appreciate that, man.
All right, Dr. Rabbit.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear that wind in the background, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's all I got.
I'm about to be calling a hurricane. It's all good. Appreciate the call, man.
All right, man.
All right. Shout out to Dr. Rabbit. That's very interesting. As long as Dr. Rabbit has been in the Den, the sauce, things like that, I think it's first that I've learned something about Dr. Rabbit. Well, somewhat. That's interesting. Wants to be a voice actor. Let me just jot that down. So, interesting. Yes, and the wind is blowing in the back. So, how is everybody doing this evening? I hope you're all doing well. I seen the Baker Man slide through. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Where the fuck are we right now? We're in the Den. You know the Den is, you can never know what to expect in the motherfucking Den. Oh, man. Yeah, it was, I took Scotty out to walk earlier, and Scotty ears was blowing back, a little fuzz on it was blowing back, my hair blowing back. Started doing the MJ, started trying to moonwalk and shit, you know. Tried to kick my leg out, sprained my groin, fell, howled in pain. Scotty licked my face, ran off. Had to crawl back. He finally came back. I limped back home. Curled up like a little baby, cried for a little bit. But now, I'm all right. Only like 10% of that happened. But, yeah, fuck Scott. It's got to be on some bullshit. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Goals, ambitions, desires, and J Mel said something a little bit earlier, and I wanted to get into that. We had a couple of calls come in after that, and so I forgot to expand on that thought. But what he was saying is about people not knowing how blessed they really are. The mind is very powerful. And if you're not aware of the power of the mind fools us. You know, it fools me, it fools you. To some extent, everybody gets fooled by the mind. That's the power that it possesses. And what I mean by this is that we have these beliefs, we have these feelings that the mind creates or that the mind latches on to. And it tells us that this is how things are because we felt this particular way about things one time. And so we go through our lives believing that or responding to the world in that fashion when in reality, these things are not true. That's why it's so hard for certain people to agree on things. If you're, just like you can talk about certain religions versus other religions. They see the world different, just through different lenses. So this is true, no, this is true. You can talk about atheists and Christians. You can talk Muslims, Christians, anybody. I mean, just you can mix it all up. You're going to have a lot of different things because of the lenses that the operating system that they install, right? They're reading everything differently. But the thing about it is, and I'm not telling you to leave your religion, I'm not telling you anything of that sort, but what I am saying is that you have to get rid of those false beliefs. We talk about auditing, mental audits and stuff like that here from time to time. And occasionally you have to do that. And what that means is just looking at your belief system and understanding why you believe certain things. You know, do these beliefs help me? And what proof do I have of these beliefs? Because what we tend to do is believe in things that will do so that we're right about them, if you understand what I'm saying. And what I mean by that is, like, say, you say, I'm bad at whatever. I'm bad at basketball, right? Well, then the less likely you are to go and practice. And then the next time you do play, you're not going to play very well. See, I told you guys I was bad. Well, yeah, because you never practice. Or you tell yourself you're not good at this or you're unlucky. You're going to go into these situations with a certain mindset because you're telling yourself this shit. And you're going to respond to it that way. You know, exactly. Actively trying to reinforce our ideas without evidence, and I agree. And that's the thing. And we'll sit there and we'll tell ourselves this shit and we'll believe this shit and not realize that the only reason that it is somewhat true is because we made it that way. We self-sabotage. We create scenarios when things do or situations do present themselves for it to go and become a completely different outcome. We do the same old thing and we do the opposite so that we can say, oh, see, I told you I was right about this. And I look at this, and this works on so many different levels. And I think this is a problem that we have with a lot of beliefs. And if people got rid of these, I don't want to say self-perception, because you got to have a certain level of self-awareness. But if we got rid of these false perceptions of self, you know, the opportunities would be limitless. But we as people are generally inefficient because of how we think of ourselves, the way we respond to things. Again, we wonder how people are going to judge us. Well, what if they think about this? We do more damage to ourselves than anything. You ever thought about something you had on before you went out to go do it? Or, you know, if I go do this, they're going to say this, this, and this. And then it turns out people don't even notice it or don't care. You know, you go out somewhere, right? And right before you get to where you're going, you look down and you see you got like a little stain on like the side, like a real obscure place on your shirt, right? And you're like, oh, fuck, this fucking shirt is filthy and it's terrible. Everybody gonna notice, they gonna clown me. And you go to the event and you doing all this extra shit, you doing some other shit, really unnecessary. And nobody even notices, nobody cares. And you made it a big ass deal more so than what it was, you know? And even if somebody did, what does it really do to you? You make it seem painful in your mind. You make these scenarios that, oh, everybody's going to laugh at me. And so you create this shit in your head, and it never fucking happens, man. It never fucking happens. And that's a problem. I do the same thing. I'm not going to lie. I overthink shit way too much. And, you know, or I used to bound. And that's the thing right there. That's the thing right there. The way we word it. Like what you just said right there, I be overthinking that shit all the time. I used to overthink that all the time. It's like the way you word it. You have to, Dr. Rabbit, that happens to me all the time. You got to change the way you say it because then you put yourself in that position. You know what I'm saying? I overthink a lot of things. You got to change that. Say I used to, or there were times I overthink things, but when you make that become a part of your character, when you say I am this, or you know this always happens, or this is the, you know, you make it a part of yourself, and then you're going to continue to do that. So you got to watch words. I always talk about words are powerful, and they are very powerful, because when you assign yourself these characteristics, you stamp your mind with that shit, and then you act on it in the same way. And so that's why I say all of these things are things we got to be aware of, things we have to be cautious about. Say you don't be thinking on things enough sometimes, but you know that's actually might be better than overthinking it, because again, you know, taking action is generally better than overthinking it, because that time you're speaking and you're overthinking. Think about this, right? If I'm sitting here trying to figure some shit out, right? Say I spend a whole day, man, I'm trying to think of a video. I need to do a video, this, and this, right? Nah, but if I do this, it might look like this, or I don't do this like this. And I just say, fuck it. Let's say we're living in 2 timelines, okay? And I say, fuck it. The fuck it me just does a video. Bam. Whatever happens, hey, it might get 3 views, and okay, well, this is what was wrong with it. Let me fix this so the next video I make, it'll be better. Or the overthinking me is going to be like, oh, nah, it's not this, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that, it's not this, and don't do nothing. Don't have anything to work with to improve on. Don't have any little 3 views or whatever else it may be. You have nothing. So it's better to say fuck it and go ahead and do it, and see where you made your mistakes, made your flaws, and then go from there. Yeah, man, I'm going to do a pregame tomorrow for the Rockets. Instead of sit there and just overthinking shit, it's better to go put your foot in the fucking door instead of miss the fucking opportunity. It's so much shit that it's just better to act. It's better to act on it and then say, fuck it. Like you were saying earlier, J-Mail, you know, people are afraid to fail or learning from your fails. But when you learn from your failures, you have something to build off of. When you don't do anything, you have nothing to build off of but speculation, but assumptions like, oh man, maybe this will happen, maybe this will happen. But who the fuck knows unless you go and do it? And then, you know, okay, well, this negative outcome happened. All right, well, what can I do to prevent this negative outcome next time? All right, well, this is where I fucked up. I have something, I have a blueprint, or I have a something to look at and say, okay, this is where I fucked up. Well, next time I'll try this approach. And, you know, but again, if I don't do it, well, man, I missed out on that. Man, it wouldn't have happened for me anyway. Or, you know, you sell yourself this bullshit. We fuck ourselves over all the time, you know. And this goes into the desire aspect. How bad do you want something? But sometimes you can overthink your desire. Sometimes, you know, you can manipulate yourself. And that's a thing. And I don't think manipulation is a bad thing. But we look at manipulation as a dirty word. But sometimes it's not always bad. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
This is Professor Trill. What's up, Honcho?
What's the motherfucking deal, Professor Trill? What would you like to drop in the den this evening, man?
I'd like to understand, what in the fuck is it that you talking about right now? What are you saying, Honcho? You not making no goddamn sense.
Okay, where am I not? Where are you losing me at, Professor Trill?
Because what you saying is ridiculous.
Okay, how
you
so?
You're supposed to overthink shit. Fuck is you talking about? That means that you care. When you just do shit willy-nilly and don't think about it, that means you don't give a fuck.
No, I'm not saying go willy-nilly, but I'm saying think about, figure out the direction you want to go and then head in that direction. Because if you take too much time...
That's all plotting and planning and scheming. That's natural.
But what I'm saying, but you can overthink that. But you can overthink it. You can create scenarios.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way to stop yourself from thinking some shit, Honcho. It's not fucking possible. Because the harder you try not to think it, the more it permeates back into your fucking brain. You know it, I know it, and everybody in this motherfucker know it. So what the fuck are we talking about right now?
Man, but this is where you have to train yourself to act.
Wait, let me.
Okay, go ahead.
No, see, that's bullshit.
Okay.
This is the deal right here. It's a result-based diagnosis. Okay? If it don't work out or you end up not doing it, that's what you put the blame on. But if you think about something real hard and then the plan goes through, you know what? I did that. So you only think that when the shit don't work out. When it does work out, it's because you did all that thinking. So what the fuck is it? What are you supposed to do?
So what I'm saying is this, though. But what I'm saying is this. True or false, you can think yourself out of a good idea. You can overthink yourself out of a good idea.
That's a possibility, yeah. True.
Okay. And so what I'm saying is there are a lot of
I
people.
was gonna hit you with another question, but I'm not gonna know you tonight. Got enough for that.
Come on. Man, I'm still laughing about that Snapchat filter question, and then the response. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. But what I'm saying is, it's for the people, and like I said, I do this myself. And what I mean by that is, you can spend so much time thinking about something that you never even act on it. And so what I'm saying is, there's a point where you have to say, okay, this is the direction I want to go in, and you only have so much of a planning. You have to limit that planning period. So like I said, you could plan it down to the damn detail, and then by the time you finish planning, you'll get. Okay. So why do you disagree?
I disagree because here's the deal.
Okay.
The only reason that you do all that thinking and all that planning is because most of the time you're doing something that you're unfamiliar with. So you using every fucking brain cell and all the brain power that you have possible to try to figure this shit out so you don't fuck yourself up in some kind of way, shape, or form. Because you don't want to be set back. You know what I'm saying? What you're saying is, look, if you spend more time thinking about it, then you have less time to actually do something about it. But what if what you're thinking about doing is the wrong thing? It just depends on the outcome. That's why it's kind of hard to see. I understand what it is you're saying, but it only makes sense when the outcome doesn't come in your favor.
Okay.
Now, if you do think about it for a long time, and the shit still don't work out, you're like, okay, you know what? I missed that. Maybe if I would have spent a little more time, I would have been able to see that shit coming. Or you could look at it like, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't just go on and do it. So it just really depends on how the outcome is. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I can see that.
It just depends on how you want to look at it.
Okay. But I can see that. But when you have too many situations where you
don't make sense.
But what I'm saying, there are people who you can sit there and outthink. So like, let's say the situation is a job interview, right? And you looking at it like, okay, I may or may not have the qualification. Okay, let's say you do have the qualification, but you look at it and you say, well, you know, I don't necessarily fit this mold or fit that mold. So what I'm saying is that you're negating yourself before getting to the opportunity. It's not necessarily in the planning aspect of it. It's more in the self-analysis situation. So it's like, do I fit the mold for this opportunity? And you'll look at something and talk yourself out of it, and not even say go to the job interview because it might have had this little wording on the not the application. What am I looking for?
And you know why you did that? Because you didn't want the fucking job in the first place.
But what I'm saying is, but what if you acted on it anyway? You have a 50-50 chance if you act on it, but if you outthink yourself, you don't have an opportunity at all. If you talk yourself, so that's what I'm saying. You kill the thinking part of it, and you just act. Sometimes you just have to act on it to see what happens.
You sound like my brother right now with this shit
damn.
here, and you're doing it to yourself. Okay, it's like when somebody tells you who they are, just believe them. I say that shit all the time. When you really know yourself, you don't have this fucking problem. You don't. Now you could counter my argument by saying, well, you never know what you're truly capable of until you try to do some shit. That's true. But there's that wishful thinking. That's that Ayo Noah right there. I'm not fucking with that. Okay? So you in the gray area right now, Honcho. I need you to bring it back, my nigga. Come on back on over here. You know what I'm talking about? So ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying, look, if that's the way that you process shit and that's how you get along in life, I'm saying by all means do that shit. Don't listen to me because I'm not you. So do what you feel is best for you. But what I'm saying is, logically, you can only use that when it don't work out. That's all I'm saying. Because it's a one-sided thing. You can use that for every fucking decision that you ever made that didn't work out for you. Well, maybe I overthought that. When it could have been, you didn't think about it enough. Or you didn't educate yourself enough on it so it would have been a success. It's too many different ways of looking at it than to look at it just that way. Because you'll end up turning yourself into a crash dummy. Because it's the reason why you're not seeing what it is you think you need to be seeing. It's because you really don't want to fucking do that. So when you know who you are and what you really want, if you knew that you wasn't quite right for that job, you'd be like, you know what? That job is just not for me. I understand that, but I might take it because I need some bread right now. But I'm really not fucking with it. It's the same thing when you choosing somebody to be with, or you choosing a friend, or you choosing people to hang around. It's the same shit. It's all the same thing. Instead of stop doing all this shit to well, fuck it, I'm just gonna go out and do it, and not just taking a quick second and be like, how can this fuck me up? Or is this a really good decision? And you be like, okay, if you want to YOLO your life away, by all means, go ahead. You're going to have the time of your life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it should have happened out. Maybe it should have worked your favor. Maybe not. Who's to say? But at the same time, it's a risk. It just depends on if you're willing to take that risk or not.
Now, I get what you're saying. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go and YOLO, and I'm not telling anybody just to go head first. What I'm saying is, there's a certain period that you allow yourself to think about something. Then at a certain point, you have to act. So what I mean is, okay, let's take that. Say it is something that you want, but like I say the wording in the well, I can't think of the fucking word. Not application.
Resume?
Nah, not resume. Like when the job itself is being posted. You could call it a job post, but it's another word for it.
Job description?
Yeah, let's just say job description. Yeah, okay, job description. So say you looking at the job description and you know, you sitting there talking yourself out of, say you do have the qualification, but what I mean by overthinking is, you know, what if I'm not good enough? What if it's 100 other people? Or what if, and that's the type of thing, because what I'm saying, there's people who overthink those outcomes. I'm not saying that, you know, just go do head first, just go jump into something and hope it works, or just go, you know, rob a bank with no planning and hope you get up out of that bitch alive. But what I'm saying is, what is people overthink, well, this could go wrong, this could go wrong, this could go wrong. They may really want to do something, but there's that lack of self-confidence, or there's that anxiety, or it could be a multitude of other things, because it's just, again, paralysis by analysis. I saw somebody say that people will overthink all the possibilities instead of saying, well, fuck it, I fit this. Let me just go see what happens. I'm not telling them to go do something crash dummy-esque, and I'm not going to tell them, you know, to do nothing like that. But what I'm saying is that people can talk themselves out. Well, it's going to be a whole bunch of people, or, you know, it's going to be somebody with more experience, or, you know, and they'll talk themselves out of an opportunity just because in their own mind, they're not good enough. It could be somebody fresh out of college, or it could be whatever it may be. But what I'm saying is, instead of doing all that overthinking, there's a period where you have to say, all right, let's just go see what happens.
I don't have nothing for that, Honcho. Because what you're talking about is somebody's self-esteem. I wouldn't have the first clue of what, how to help somebody with their self-esteem. Because the only thing you could do is just compliment them, or have them compliment themselves. But that's more of an internal thing. If they ain't got it, they just ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people call me cocky or whatever because I talk shit. It's not that I'm cocky. It's just that I'm confident, because I know I can survive in damn near any arena or any situation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm well versed in a whole bunch of shit. Yeah. So it's not like I don't have you wouldn't even notice me feeling uncomfortable about some shit. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, I could look in the chat and be like, in my opinion, or from my perspective, I could make any female down this list get in the Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? And there can't nobody in this bitch tell me no different. I don't give a shit if you've been a pimp for 45 motherfucking years. I think I can get any bitch to put in the Cadillac. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? That's just within me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to instill that in someone else.
No.
I don't know that. So I get what you're saying and what you're trying to do, but I think they just got to work that shit out on their own. Yeah. So if they choose to do it the way I say, cool. If they choose to do it the way that you say, just by doing instead of pondering, cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever way gets it done for you. So I don't know. You got me there. Yeah. I can't do with the self-esteem shit. Yeah. That comes from within you.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going. Like I said, because you have a lot of people, and that's what that is. That it's self-doubt, it's lack of experience, because experience is really the ultimate teacher. So until you start getting it, you ain't gonna know that you got it. And so if you're not seeing yourself execute, if you've never seen yourself execute, perform, or like you say, you know, surviving in the arena, and you've never been in any of those arenas and come out on top, then you'll never know. And so what I'm telling people is, stop thinking about what the outcome could be of going in there, and go in there and see. And that's kind of that's what I'm saying. And then if you don't succeed that first time, look at what you did wrong, and then get back in that arena. Go back in and do it again until you get it right, until you figure out where you lay or where your lane is. That's all I'm saying.
I get that, but and what you're saying is basically it might not be as bad as you thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you mean by overthinking.
Yeah.
But my general problem with it is the fact that basically, not directly, but in an indirect way, you're trying to tell somebody to stop thinking and just do it. I'm a proponent of motherfuckers using their brain because I see and have to deal with brainless motherfuckers every day. And I just don't understand why you just can't take a minute, a solid 60 seconds, bro, and just think this shit over. Let that shit run around in your fucking brain up there just for a few minutes and then come out with a conclusion. And even if you do that, you still don't see it. That's even more frustrating. Like, I don't know. I can't get down with the not thinking shit. Okay. I just can't.
Okay.
I can't.
I feel you, man. Look, I'm just living my life with the first Snapchat filter I see, man. That's just how I get down.
Oh, this motherfucker. Oh, man. It was a perfect question, too. I timed it perfectly, and it just led on to more and more questions, and then it just spread through the chat. It worked beautifully. I planted that seed and then hung the fuck up. Y'all motherfuckers gonna learn, boy. I will fuck you up. I will infiltrate your mind, and you won't even see it coming. I really will. I will.
Oh,
y'all
man.
don't even know what's going on. I'm a mind fuck. I will get you. It's too late.
I was waiting for this shit out. I was just, man, this nigga here, man. He didn't hit us with the okie doke, goddamn. Boy.
It was perfect.
Yeah,
It worked out.
then T'Challa wasn't no good in there. Called that man all kind of
Wrong,
questionable.
dude, bro. That shit was fucked up. Oh,
Man.
I laughed at that.
That's a whole different situation, man. But yeah, it is what it is.
That's gonna be the type of nigga your daughter get to look forward to when she get older, T'Challa. So just go ahead and be prepared for it. You gonna have them niggas hanging around your house.
Yeah, that's that new breed. That's that new generation. They justify their nonsense, but hey, it is what it is. At least they'll be able to take little Snapchats together. They'll be able to share filters and shit. That's that shit cute. That shit cool. I guess.
Well, all right. I'm gonna let somebody else call in. Hopefully, it's somebody with some self-esteem problems or something. Maybe they can get a little help.
No,
I don't know how to help them. I really don't.
Well, I guess it's layers to the new generation. Yeah, he told. I'm just going by what he said when he was on the Twitter. He talking about we some old heads. So he said that's new generation shit. I'm telling you what the man said out of his mouth, y'all. He said that's new generation shit. We too old to understand. So he claiming that. I can't do nothing about that. Y'all got to talk to that man about that.
Yeah, he claiming y'all. Y'all not trying to claim him, but he definitely claiming y'all. So hey. Y'all gonna have to let him know directly, hey, bro, we ain't fucking with you like this. You know what I'm talking about? You need to do the move right. Know what I'm saying?
You ain't no ambassador for y'all.
You and your puppy dog is. Fuck out of here.
That shit wild. But that's a bet, man. I appreciate the call, there, Jay Dizzle, man.
All right, man. Y'all stay up.
Already. Man, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I don't know what the nigga said. I think he said it was like 25, something like that. I don't know. Who uses Snapchat? I'm curious. Does anybody in here use Snapchat? I'm hoping ladies that use Snapchat, because I have a question. I really do have a question. Okay. And the thing about that, what I'm asking is, I don't understand how the filters even work. Because is there an order of filters? I need somebody to investigate and see. I'm being super petty. What order the filters are in? I need to do some research. That's why I fuck with y'all, man. Oh man, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? This is J-Mail again.
J-Mail, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den, man?
Oh, shit, I want to tell Jay Dizzle why he wrong.
Okay.
So basically, he was saying that only what you were saying only applies when the situation don't work out for somebody, correct?
Yeah.
So, all right. You know, I told you I went to Sway and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, that all started based off of a decision I made without overthinking. I had just lost my job, and I just felt a drug test and lost my job. So I get home, I roll up, I'm smoking, I put on Sway in the morning, and they say they're gonna be in Austin that weekend doing South by Southwest. If you rap, come up, try to be one of the first people there, and you can get on stage and be in the cypher. Yeah. Like I said, I just lost my job. I had maybe $300 to my name. I was living in Louisiana at the time. Yeah. Right at that moment, as soon as I heard that nigga Sway say that shit, I said, I'm going. $300, I can get out there. I'll figure out the rest later. Yeah. This is my opportunity. I could have sat there and overthought it and said, man, I got bills, I got this, I got that. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna stay when I get out there, all of that shit. But I said, nope, this is my chance. I'm going. Yeah. And I took the risk. And then everything ended up lining up for me. Right after that, my sister called me out the blue. I didn't even know my sister had moved to Austin, Honcho.
Word.
She called me out the blue. She's like, what you doing? I said, I'm about to go to Austin, try to get on Sway in the morning. She's like, oh, for real? You can stay at my apartment. I said, oh, cool. That's what's up. Yeah. So that's one thing I didn't have to worry about. On the way there, at the time, that weekend, the state line had flooded. Yeah. I didn't know that. So I get to the state line. I got my partner riding with me. We get to the state line. It's flooded. You got like a 4-hour detour. Yeah. We threw off all my plans on the time I needed to be there and everything. My partner looked at me, man, we might as well turn around. I could have thought about it and been like, you know what? You're right. By the time we get there, you know, it's going to be too late. You know, blase, blase. I didn't even think about what that nigga said. I took that detour. We gone. Yeah. We got there. We were super late. The shit started. We were supposed to be there at like 6 to have a chance to get on stage. We got there at like 9:30. We walk in the club where they holding the event. It's jam packed in there. At least 700 people in this fucking club. My boy looked at me, man, how the fuck are you gonna get to the stage? I looked at him, I said, bro, we made it this far, it's gonna work out. As soon as I said that, big ass security nigga come walking out the crowd, made a pass for me. I cut the gap, went straight to the stage, started talking to Sway. Started talking to Sway. Yeah. He was like, all right, bet. Like, we had our little conversation. He said, you know what? I'm going to get you on stage. I'm going to call you up for the last round. Yeah. Well, I ended up being the last nigga that he called. He's like, this is the last person I'm going to call. After that, we done with the cypher. Well, all the niggas that didn't get called, they was mad because they wanted to be on stage. Yeah. So they started this big-ass ruckus in this bitch. I'm trying to go to the stage. The security, it's an old-ass white lady, little small white lady. She hold her arm out. She said, where you going? I said, I'm J-Mel. I'm going on stage. Yeah. She said, you're not J-Mel. Because nobody know who the fuck J-Mel is at that point. Yeah. I look out, I say, you know what? All right. I'm not about to do nothing crazy with this old white lady. I'm gonna take that. I'm going to chill. Yeah. Sway ended up, you know, telling everybody, all right, you know what? Too much going on. Who I got on the stage, that's who's going to rap. Yeah. So I'm sitting there in the crowd like, fuck. Well, everything ended. He came straight off the stage. He said, hey, man, wait right here. Me and my co-host going to come back and talk to you in a minute. Yeah. They come back. They say, hey, man, we like you, man. We're going to figure out a way to get you on the show. Yeah. Can you make it to New York? Like I said, I ain't have nothing. I just spent the last $300 I had. I said, yeah, I'll figure out something. Yeah. I'm going to figure out to get out there. And like I said, that situation I ended up getting on the show and everything, and it didn't go the way I planned it to. It didn't work out for me technically, but like I said, I ended up making a connection that people would die to have.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like, had I not just acted on my desire and really thought about everything that I had going on, then I would have never made that connection. I would have never met the people I met and experienced the things I experienced and learned from all of that shit.
No. Yeah.
So, no, things don't have to go wrong or things don't have to go right for that shit to be a valid point.
Yeah. Okay. Man, you know what? That's intriguing. That should be some motivation for anybody who's thinking something, anybody who is out there deciding whether or not they should take a particular risk or not. I mean, that's what's happening. So
the way I see that right there is, you gonna, if it's something you really think you want to do, take the risk, and you're gonna find out if it's something you really should do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, you're gonna either fall on your head and realize, nah, that's not for me, or whatever way it go, even if it don't go all the way how you plan, you're gonna end up knowing at the end of the day if that's something for you or not.
Yeah.
To me, that's what makes the risk worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's crazy, because I'm listening to your story. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas where you could have said fuck it. I mean, you could have said fuck it from the jump, because you could have been focused on, well, shit, I just lost my job. What's my next move to be stable? You might not even been listening to that. Then, you hit the roadblock. You could have said fuck it. You get to the club and you late. You could have seen that crowd and be like, man, fuck it. You missed the opportunity to get on the stage. You could have said fuck it. You could have left or whatever, man. It's just fuck it. And then the opportunity to go to New York. Could have been like, fuck that. I mean, it could have been so many different levels where you could have been like, fuck this whole, shebang, and you didn't let any of those things deter you, and so it ends up working out for you. And that's even though it's not exactly like you said how you exactly planned it, but shit, when did we ever plan anything perfectly? But the thing is that you got that opportunity. You could have stayed at home on the couch, just fired up and never made a move, and been doing the same old, figuring something else out. So, I commend that.
And at the end of the day, if y'all never hear one of my fucking songs, like, that's still an experience that nobody could take from me. Like, that's still an experience that I learned so much from. Like, not even just with music, just a lot of shit. I look at life differently because a lot of shit that happened with that situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes you got to just act and then think about the outcome later. Like, once the outcome happens, then you sit there and think about everything that happened and learn from it.
Okay.
But I don't agree that you should overthink anything in the moment. Okay. I feel like you should just go with your best move.
Okay. Well, that's what's
like the OG used to say, make your next move your best move.
Straight up, man. You ain't lying about that, man. I agree with that 100%. That's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love the Den, man. This is why I love the Den, because, again, like I said, the fact that y'all share these stories, the fact that, just because you might not be world famous and on TV and it's a VH1 special, ain't nobody doing a surviving about you or some other shit, don't mean you don't have a story to tell. Don't mean that it's not something that you can share with the next man to let them know. And I think it's better when it's coming from people that you can relate to on that level. Say, well, man, this man did this, he just like me. Or, I understand this. Where you can't say, well, he was born into a rich family, or he was, a child slave or anything like you see that people are doing these things on a daily basis. So I think that's why I love to hear stories like this, man. Or even like last night, we were talking about just the relatableness of people having these conversations, man. So I appreciate you for sharing that with us, man.
No problem, Honcho. I think that's why we all love the Den, bro.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to you, Jay Dizzle. I don't want no problems, Professor Trill.
No, just wait. Nah, I'm fucking with you.
No cap.
But that's a bit, man. Appreciate the call there, J Bell.
Man.
Already. Man, that's funny. They talk about what's that little story, that they always tell, a little analogy or whatever, that when you digging for gold, or you digging for your treasure, that most people turn around and don't realize that they just that 3 feet away and they stop digging right there. That next couple of swings would have been they home run, but instead that's where they give up at. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Did you really have to ask?
I already do. That's why I said just wait at the end of the last call.
First of all,
Good.
I don't have nothing to say to J Mel because that was a cool story.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing against that. I'm finna talk to T'Challa motherfucking ass. First of all, let me tell you something. She always get on here talking this shit about when I make an argument, I also put, you know what I'm saying, shit for the other side of the argument. That's because what you don't seem to understand is I think about shit logically. So for you to have a logical reason to feel the way you feel, I try to see the logical side of the counter argument too. You gotta look at shit more than just one way. I don't just look at it the way that I do shit. I'm trying to look at it the way that somebody else would do shit. And you just get caught up on the fact that I yell a lot and it's like I'm just talking to you like I'm just trying to drill something into your head. That's just the way I see shit. That's how I process things. Okay? That's it. I'm not trying to tell nobody that what they doing is either right or if it's wrong. Whatever works for you, you do that shit. That's what I'm saying. So I don't understand the problem that y'all have with what I'm telling you. I'm trying to see the logical points from either side of the argument. From what Honcho was saying to how I feel about it. I like to think about shit before I do it. Honcho said, well, that works in certain cases, but sometimes if you just go ahead and do it, shit'll work out for you. And that's true also. I can't say that that's the wrong way to do things because it has worked. J Mel just laid out a beautiful story of how it worked for him. Hell, it has even worked for me sometimes. Okay? But I'm just saying that most of the time, I like to think about shit before I do it. That's it. I don't understand what you wouldn't understand about that. Why is that so hard for you to conceptually accept? I don't get that.
Interesting.
I'm not just a one-sided thinker, man. I'm not. I think about shit deeply, and that's why I do tend to overthink shit. That's why I'm able to see it, because I am an overthinker. But I overthink about fucking little details. Once I figure out how to do something, I want to make that shit perfect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where everything lays out perfectly. And when one little thing fuck up, it don't derail me because I'm good on the fly. But I also have that self-confidence that, you know what? If some shit come in the way that I wasn't prepared for, I'm going to figure something out. Because I got all this backlog of knowledge inside of my head. But everybody don't have it. And I have to understand that too. That's why I have to look at it from the other side. Which is hard for me to do, but I just do the best I can. Which is all anyone can ask of somebody.
Okay.
So if you don't like somebody countering their own argument with facts from the other side, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how you think about shit. I don't know how you get into it with people. If you don't even try to see their side of the story of what it is they trying to say, I don't understand what's the point of arguing with them if you not getting and they not getting no benefit of information out of it. I don't understand. So maybe you can call in and teach me something. I'm sure sitting here willing to listen. And that goes for anybody else in the chat. I'm willing to listen. And if I learn something, cool. If I don't understand something, I will call back or I'll send you a question in the chat about something I don't understand. I don't know everything. I don't.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have nothing to add to that.
I don't know what else you could add to it. But I would like for them to explain it if they got such a problem with it.
Okay. Well, if anybody...
What exactly is your problem? Is it what I'm saying or is it who's saying it? But that's it. I'll let them call in and go ahead and plead their case or whatever they want to do.
Okay. Appreciate the call, DJ. Well, Professor Trill.
All right, Chief.
All right. The goddamn den. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. So, you know, the popcorn is good. But no, but the thing is though, and what I'm saying is because there are a lot of people, especially when you're crossing certain thresholds in life, and I think that's kind of where it lies, especially when you're going into new terrains, new territories, crossing over into new ventures. I think that's when it's good to not overthink the possibility. Like J Mel, like I said, just shared a great story. I mean, that's a great story. If anybody else has a great story to share like that, I think that y'all should call in and share. You know, or whatever it is that motivates you in life, what inspires you, you know, what grinds your gears, goddamn it. I'd probably sue me, I'd probably get sued by Family Guy for that shit. Man K Sports, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Man Up. How you doing this evening, Man Up? I hope everything is going well for you. What is this? Goddamn strobes. So, you know, my thing is this. It's everything is a venture. Everything is I mean, because you don't know what's gonna happen. And that's why I say sometimes V Darko, what's the motherfucking deal? You got out the concert over with. That's tough. What's more important, a brain or a heart? I think a brain. You gotta have heart, but a heart can get you killed. Too much heart can get you killed. Showing too much love will get you leveled. But my thing about this, like I said, we're talking about deceit and desire and you know, what motivates you, what drives you. And you can do things on the up and up way, you can do things on the underhanded way. It just depends on, like I say, what type of person you are, your character, you know, what you're about, what you do. And I just find it interesting. Again, like I'm just really thinking about the story that J Mel told us. I've kind of been playing it back in my mind. I just find it extremely interesting. Danny, what's the motherfucking deal? And that story he told, man, is something I think that it's odd though, because it can work for some people. It could work, could not work for others. But in this day and age, you know, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Because I was going to say, you know, a motherfucker like I don't know. Because you would think like the Lil Pumps of the world and stuff like that. But you know, obviously people like that shit too. You know. I don't know, man. Like I say, it's a very interesting thing. But looking at the world we live in, you know, opportunities are limited, and you got to act, because when you're thinking about it, somebody's acting on it. And whether they have more experience, whether they have more understanding, maybe they just might be a little ignorant, just say fuck it. You know, if it's meant for you, I think things will work out. They will fall in line, you know. And like I say, J Mel situation from Louisiana to Austin to New York, you know, maybe an unlikely road, but hey, you think the situation is coming to you, and that's how you approach it, because you're like, okay, well, it's just right there. The situation's coming to me. I can go attack that, and then you end up getting to go to the situation, which ultimately works out. But again, now if it's about going and trying out for American Idol and your ass can't sing, then I mean, there are certain areas where you know, well, this ain't what the fuck you supposed to be doing. Okay, there's certain points where you know when you should and shouldn't be doing certain things. Let's see, we got callings in. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's going on? This is boy Broderick. Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Broderick, what would you like to drop in the den tonight, Broderick?
Man, I see everybody's talking about their motivations and all of that stuff that drives them, so I guess I can chime in with mine. Okay. And I guess just to kind of take it back to where it all started for me, you know, those y'all that don't know me, I grew up in a small town called Lamar, Texas, you know, where at the time when I was coming up, there was a whole lot of gang banging and whatnot, you know, the 90s, you know, after the movie Colors hit, you know, everybody just kind of went crazy and, you know, just started killing each other and fighting all the time and all this and that. And one thing I knew was that I can't stay here. You know. So once I hit 18, you know, I was like, man, look, I got to get up out of here. I moved up, you know, to Houston. Thought I was moving to a better place. Ended up going to A-Leaf, you know, thinking I was leaving something, you know, leaving something worse and coming to something better. When I ended up right back in the damn hood, you know, it just looked a little bit different.
Yeah.
But either way, you know, everything still kind of worked out. But as far as, you know, desires and everything, one thing that I desired was, of course, I always desired, you know, to have a wife and children and, you know, a nice home and all that, kind of live the American dream. Didn't exactly know how I was going to get there, but I just kind of stepped out on faith without really knowing exactly what direction I was going to take and how things was going to happen. Just kind of did whatever I could at the time, you know, got me obtained me a trade and, you know, ended up getting into a pretty good line of work. But one thing I always did that motivated me is I told my wife when she was 17 years old, I told her, look, I'm going to always take care of you, you know, and I always held true to that. And it motivates me still to this day to know that whatever my wife needs, whatever my family needs, or whatever, you know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it for them. And it ain't always just material stuff. It's just fulfilling their needs, whether it be material or religious, spiritually, the time that they need, whatever the case may be. You know, I just want them to know that I'm here, I'm their protector. I'm always looking out for their best interests. And they are what drives me every doggone day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just, I know it's just kind of a general thing that I guess you could say I don't have a whole lot of time to get into a whole lot of detail, but, you know, for those that don't know, me and my wife have been together since we were like 13 years old. We met each other when we were about 10, you know, so we've known each other all our lives, damn near. And like I say, man, it's all about the kids and my wife and one other thing I guess that probably motivates me as well is still failure, you know, because one thing that I knew growing up in Lamar, it's kind of a place where there's like three things that you're going to fall into when you're growing up in a place like Lamar. And it's 3 F. It's football, fucking, and fighting. You know, and that's all there is to it. That's all you're going to get into, one of those three things. And if you're stuck in that place past the age of 25, you'll never leave. You know, and I always knew that I didn't want to end up like that. I didn't want to end up in that small town paradise. Not that there's anything wrong with a small town, you know, but just that place was just kind of toxic. You know what I mean? So, hey, had to get out of there. Made sure that I, you know, stayed out of there. And the whole motivation is to never have to return. Not that I don't love my hometown, but, you know, I just don't ever want to go back there because I know that would mean that I have failed in some way, form, or fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So do you ever go back just to visit, just to take a look at what you left behind, or you just stay all the way out?
Yeah, man, I go back and visit, man. I go to Lamar, Kentucky City, and Galveston, you know, them old stomping grounds or whatever. I go back and visit, and, man, to be quite honest with you, most of the time it's depressing just to visit, man, because it's not the same, you know. Because when I was growing up there, even though things was kind of getting out of hand with all the game banging and whatnot, it was still a nice place to live. You know, people still took advantage of the small town atmosphere, you know, but now it's just kind of a run down place. You know, some things are kind of looking good around there. Galveston is a great place to visit and everything, and I love just riding around there. But man, it's not the same, and I can't really stay down there for too long without, ready to come back home. So and one thing is being able to move my family out here to Katy was a big thing too, because it's great schools out here. It's a great place to live. And my son one day, my 11-year-old son, I guess he might have been about 9 at the time. We was just riding around town, and he turned to me and he said, "Daddy, I feel safe here with you." And you know what I mean? That was just like, and that just came out the blue from a 9 or 10-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was at that point that I was like, you know what? Whatever I've been doing to this point, I've been doing the right thing. Let me keep it up and let me do a little bit better, because my child can come out of the blue and just say, "I feel really safe here." Yeah. And that's a big motivating thing for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I got.
Man, again, another great call, and I mean, and I can't say that I understand it, but I see. What would you say, man? Because I see Wise. And what's up, Melanie? It's good to see you. I hope everything is well. What would you say when because I know you said you went to A-League first, but let's say from Lamarck to Katy, what is the one biggest difference that just stands out? Or even when you go back and look and then you come back home, what is like the one thing that you notice when you get back to your side of town that's different from Lamarck, or that you don't miss, or whatever it may be, however you want to identify it?
I can tell you that right off the tip of the tongue.
Okay.
It's what we're talking about right now. It's motivation and desire. That's the difference. When you go to Lamarck, there are people who have no motivation to get out of their situation, no desire to better themselves. When you come here to Katy, one thing you're going to see in Katy, and that's very underrated, that a lot of people don't know about the city, this is a city of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
50% of the cars you see on the road, somebody is advertising a business or an opportunity or something. Somebody is always building. Somebody is always, hustling, doing things. There's a lot of young families out here and everything. Everybody's just trying to make it. Yeah. When you go to Lamarck, there's nothing. There's no motivation. That's the biggest difference. Here you can feel people trying to do things, and that motivates you. So, it's motivated me as well, because I used to think that this was like a racist town and things like that, but no, it's far from it. I've never had any kind of issues out here, and there are a lot of rich people out here as well. And man, let me tell you something about rich folks. Rich folks will tell you their secrets on how to get rich, like they did.
I need to slide to Katy and see what's going down out there.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, and one of the biggest accomplishments in my life, man, was taking, my family. I mean, we just built this big ass new house, man, out here, and it's amazing, dude, and it just goes to show, like what I told my wife when we were 17, man. I'm like, look, I always take care of you. Now, at the time, them was just words, but I meant that. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I meant that.
Yeah. Like you say, but you walked out on that faith, and it got you there.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is. I ain't think about it. I just felt it.
Yeah. Okay. Man, Roger, man, I sincerely appreciate that call, man. And for anybody who, may have some things on their mind, I know a lot of us in the Houston area, greater Houston area, or, from Houston, wherever else we may be. And if you're out of town and you wonder if you ever plan on coming to Houston, trying to figure out where you're going to go, don't go to Lamarck, go to Katy, recommended by Roger. But definitely, man, I appreciate you sharing that with us. And then for some of the young folks, I know we got some folks that's still in certain areas, and they wondering what it may take or what they may need in life. And I think you provided some very good input. And the family motivation is the real thing, and it's something that I've learned more recently myself. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
All right, Honcho.
Already, brother, man. Appreciate it. Maybe we're going to get some Brody B Chronicles tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir.
Already, that's a bet, man. You have a good one, brother.
All right.
Already. Man, that's a real deal, though, man. I enjoy when brother call in, man. I do. I definitely do. Share some good insight, because I think that you got to see a lot of different perspectives, and we all a little, you know, we all got our ways, but I find it very interesting when he does call. He just shares some of those things. Look, I done slid through the mark a couple of times. You know, it is what it is. They got a little, they got out there. They got a little daiquiri spot out there in Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And so, very interesting. Matter of fact, when I was talking about customer service, that's the spot I was talking about. You know, out there in Lamarck, it's a little daiquiri spot, and you know what I'm saying. And then we were talking about the black chick and the little lesbian and all the people who worked in. It was like the little ghetto white chick. And when she came to the window, she was proper and gave probably the best customer service that was there. And then, you know, it is what it is. But that's a whole different thing. Faith combined with confidence. Already. So everybody respect your grind and Katie. Already. Katie's nice, not about the wife, it was about the quality of life and access to resources. Yeah, and that's what you do notice within them nice school districts, though. You know, they spend money at the schools. Because, like, I know Lil one, she seemed like every other day. I guess I forgot to start looking at the time. I was like, okay, hold on, what's happening? But every other day, you know, it's like they got some kind of fundraising, some type of shit going on. But their parents with the money, they gonna make sure that school get the resources they need. They gonna have shit. You know, they gonna fucking spend money, and that's what they do in those nice school districts, you know. In the other school districts where it's not so well, one, you know, okay, yeah, the families and things may not have the tools there, but that's not something they even consider with. They expect everything to come from the state, you know. When you know that you holler about, though this school ain't teaching the kids what they need to know, but then you expecting it to come from the state, but you know what the state gonna want. And so, like I say, you just have to, you just got to look at what you're asking for and what you're expecting and who you expecting it from, man. So I think that's just something you gotta look at. All right, we got about another 10 minutes, man, before we get ready to wrap it up. We're talking about desires. We're talking about the deceit and desire. We're maybe talking more desire. You know, I just said deceit and desire. Learning English, ESL, Honcho over here, Ed ESL. That's my new name. We're talking about deceit and desire. And the reason I guess I used deceit was for the alliteration, because assonance is the vowel sound. I think alliteration is the consonant sound. So, but we're just talking about coming up, man. And you can come up in a deceitful manner, but generally that doesn't ever tend to have a solid foundation. You can get up much faster, but how you build things is how you lose things. And so when you build shit up super fast, you also possess the ability to lose it super fast. But desire, if you work and you build that foundation and you get there the right way, you know, it's more likely to last. There's fucking big bad wolf outside and shit. I appreciate it, because I wasn't even looking at because when I look at the chat by chat, it keeps all the messages. So even if somebody gets timed out or anything like that, then the message is still there. So I have to look over the real chat and appreciate it. I see the double team. As a matter of fact, let me hit him with this little chat block. Let me see what I got. We got a 10-minute. Oh, that's word. I got a 1 second timeout. What good is a 1 second timeout? Let me see. You got 1 hour, 8 hours, 24 hours. We're gonna hit this. We're just gonna do some of that. Bow. We're gonna just leave it like that. Bada boom, bada bing, Betty boop. So my thing is this. So can you get a wrench? I got you. I'm gonna keep you in mind, in line. And this is not a no. Just saying, you know. We go as we grow and we gain numbers. Then I got you in mind. I got you. Cause J Mel been coming through as a late and spit some bars because JB, I've been coming through, man, with some real good stories. Been a real good contributor to the den as of late, man. So definitely, I definitely got you. I try to add like every so many. So, but yeah, that's a definite. I got you in mind. I definitely do. Cause I think I'm gonna have to take. I gave you power. Nah, I'm just fucking with it because he was repeating Noah lines, so I was fucking with him yesterday. Melanie Monroe, you too damn new. God damn it, you too damn new. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even been here like a week. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in some work first. You know what I'm saying? But I like you. You cool. Let's see what we got calling in. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we got calling into the den this evening? Hello, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's going on? This is your boy Man Up here, man.
Man Up, how you doing this evening, man? What would you like to drop in the den tonight, Man Up?
Oh, man, I'm all right, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm hoping I don't get blown away by whatever is taking place outside. But other than that,
yeah, I hear that. I'm like, man, I miss those days. I ain't gonna lie, I miss those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was listening to Broderick's call, man. I got a story somewhat similar to his, man. Because when he was talking, I'm like, damn, that hits home a little bit with me.
Yeah.
You know, I told my story several times, you know, in the den before, and but mine kind of hit to this year. I saw maybe like a couple of years ago, Bernie Mac had this quote. And it's a true statement. If you sit back and you think about it, it's for the guys. He said, money attracts the woman you want, but struggle attracts the woman you need. And when you think about that, you know, he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're struggling, it just, I don't know how it is, you'll meet the one that'll help you get on track. But when you got it all, you feel like you got it all and you're doing right, you get all the women at your disposal that you want, but none of them really has your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And that kind of hit home with me when I read that, because I started thinking about a lot of stuff. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of true. With my situation personally, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Because things that I was going through in my life, you know, struggling, trying to get back on my feet, you know, I hit rock bottom. That's when I met my wife. And I swear, you know, she with all the stuff that I was going through, you know, she had my back, you know, she gave me advice. You know, most women, when you're going through your struggles, they don't want to be a part of that. They say, oh, fuck this, he got too much going on, he got too much baggage, they gone.
Yeah.
But she was right there with me, had my best interest at heart. She, you know, all that good stuff. You know, even when we first got together, you know what I'm saying, not really considering ourselves a couple yet, she was there for me. And when I sit back and I think about that, I'm like, damn, Barry Mac told the truth. But another thing, though, Bryce was talking about, to me, the most important thing that inspires me, when you said what inspires you, I don't know if you saw what I wrote in the chat, but the thing that inspires me the most is my two kids.
Okay.
My oldest son, you know, he's grown, out doing his own thing, and my little girl. You know, y'all seen my little girl before, you know, she pops up, you know, whenever I'm doing the den with her, she'll pop up sometime. And, you know, I'll be like, go to bed. She'll want to hang out around with me and stuff like that. And to me, one day that really touched my soul, she said she don't remember this, but I remember it like it just happened 5 minutes ago. She had to been like maybe 4 years old or whatever. She came up to me. We were playing around, I was playing with her toys with her, you know what I'm saying? We was eating. We spent the whole day together. And, you know, when we was at home just settling down watching TV, she just looked at me. She said, Dad, when I get older, I'm going to marry you. And I was like, oh, my God, that just melted my heart right there. That just melted me. I was like, damn, my little girl just told me that just out the blue. And to me, that made me feel like I'm doing something right. That my little girl just wants to always be around me.
Yeah.
That made me feel like that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a father.
Yeah.
That just told me that my little girl look up to me, and when she gets older, she's going to want a man just like me.
Yeah.
So that made me just say, okay, you know what? Whatever I'm doing, I'll make sure I'm keep doing this. You know, make sure that she's on the right path. You know, of course, a little discipline here and there. You know, whenever it's needed. You know, try to protect her, be her shield, be her rock. You know, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And that just made me just the ultimate thing. And then another thing I heard Bryce was talking about, you know, how he had to get away. That's kind of my story too. I had to kind of get away a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that I was going through, it was in my best interest, you know, to just leave. And what kind of also hit home with me last night, I don't know if you noticed, but D.L. Hughley has a new TV show where he just talks about, you know, whatever's going on in the world at the time. And he was talking, I forgot the name of his guest that was on there. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, he was still talking about survivor's remorse, saying how some people, when they feel like it's time for them to make a life change, they'll up and leave where they're from to try to, continue with their ongoing success or just try to make it here on this earth. I mean, it's just not being rich and famous stuff. It's just trying to, survive on this earth. And when he was saying that, when he was explaining everything, that kind of hit home to me because I felt that way myself. I didn't know that it was a term called survivor's remorse, but when he was saying it, and then when he was explaining it, I'm like, damn, that hit me hard. And I was explaining to my wife. My wife was like, that's how you really feel? Like you feel guilty? I said, well, it's not so much of feeling guilty. It's just that I miss home. I miss home like hell. But if I know I go back, I'm going to go back and do the wrong things. So it's best that I stay where I'm at and keep doing what I'm doing because I know what the bigger picture in life, which is my wife, my little girl, and even though my older son, I know he's grown out doing his own thing, but, you know what I'm saying, your job as a parent is never done. Even when you're in the grave, you know what I'm saying, you're still going to leave a legacy for your kids, and they're always going to remember some of the stuff that you taught them and stuff like that. So when I put all this stuff together, I started thinking, it's like, wow, that shit just hit me like all this stuff was meant for me. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes in life you get little signs here and there that might be directed towards you, and that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Going through, listening to all that, and like I said, reading that comment from Bernie Mac and stuff like that, and to all y'all fellas out there, if you're going through something, trust me. The best thing for you to do is just stay focused, keep looking straight ahead at what it is that you're trying to accomplish. It can be done. It's going to take a while. It's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, but it's going to be done. I ain't gonna ramble on long, man, but that's my call, and I had to, call in because you said you finna get ready to wind it down.
All right, man up. You know what? I appreciate the call and the wise words of wisdom as always, man.
All right, man. You have a good one. Hey, check my message, man. I sent you a message. Check it out.
Okay, that's better.
All right, there. All right.
All right, bet. Shout out to Man Up, man. Appreciate the call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's Mel. Hi.
Hello. How are you doing this evening, Miss Melanin Monroe? How are you?
Yeah, you be doing me down bad, Honcho. That's fucked up.
What do you mean?
Like that.
What exactly do you mean?
This thing trying to mind y'all selling out on the kids. Out of pocket.
I would never do such a thing. Never. Since y'all hating on me, like I might look with all this nonsense going. I might be needing a whole new batch of moderators real soon. But
For sure. Hi, all my babies. I just wanted to call and say hey and bring a little sunshine. Yeah, right, big. And I wanted to say that I love you guys so much. Like, this place is so welcoming. I mean, I know I only been in here, a good 72 hours. I think it's official. I think it's an official 72 hours or whatever. But, yes, I just feel so welcome. Like, it's, oh, my God. I'm like so excited.
Yeah. I mean, that's the den. That's, you know, we all friends in the den. That's the premise of it, where we can all get some understanding. All right, man. I appreciate you coming through. But yeah, man, that's the whole point, is that we can, you know, we can all relate, we can all understand and get to talk to each other as people. Because I think so much of the time we're moving in this world, we're all in our own little zone, we're all in our own heads, and you know, we don't really take the time to get to know our fellow man. And I think this is a place that lets us,
definitely,
you know, pull a guard down and talk. So yeah.
So a little bit about me. As you guys know, I'm 33, and I'm married. I've been with my husband for 9 years. Yesterday was our anniversary, our 9-year anniversary.
Okay, happy anniversary.
So, woo, 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 you know, almost at the 10-year mark. And I just wanted to say that we were talking about, what were we talking about last night? Well, actually, we were talking about a couple of things, but one of the things that I wanted to kind of like go in on a little bit, because I think it was the first night I was in here, and I was saying that my personality is I'm like a lot more aggressive than my husband is. He's like really passive. And someone was saying that, you know, like a relationship can't work like that. Like the man like has to be in control. And I was just like, that's not really necessarily true. I think that a woman, she can be I don't know if she really wears the pants in the relationship per se. For me, I don't think that I wear the pants, but I am a lot more outspoken and more just, you know, because my husband, he's just very laid back, super quiet, just real chill. And I'm the one that's like, you know, amped up, spicy, you know, but I wouldn't say that I run our relationship. I guess, I don't know. Okay. That's the right word, the right term that I'm using, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, who just asked me if I'm in the hospital? Yeah, wait, good drugs. Yes, I am on the good drugs, but I'm actually always happy though. Like that's not, I mean, like I might be a little bit extra, but this is my normal like energy. This is how I normally am. So
Okay.
But it's so good to see all the comments and to see you guys. Am I drunk? Who just Professor, don't make me karate chop you in the throat. No, I ain't drunk, Negro.
Violence.
Wait, somebody just asked me if I married a simp. No, he's not a simp. Don't do my hubby like that. See, y'all being pissy. Don't do me like that.
Tell you, y'all can't trust him.
Oh, y'all out of pocket. Wait, the pit bull comment? Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm finna go. Y'all get on my nerves. Anyway, I love you guys, and thank you, Honcho, and the rest of you guys for being so supportive and checking in on me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And I'm finna be in the comment section going off because y'all know how I do. But I'm finna get off the line.
Well, I appreciate you calling in and checking in with us, and it's good to hear from you and glad to know that you're doing all right, Miss Melanie Monroe. And we're looking forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good evening.
Talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.
Adios. Oh man. Look, I know I had to repo your rent from you, DeMarcus. Look, Rashida put that sneak attack on you. I ain't even seen that. I'm surprised DeMarcus ain't in there still talking shit. And I saw back up at you was tired. Appreciate it, Rashida. That little nigga be talking too much shit. But here's the deal, man. You know, we about the 2-hour mark, and we'll get ready to probably wind it up this evening. We went super long last night. You also know tomorrow is Sunday night confessions. So make sure you have your confessions ready. No, the survey from last night did not count as confessions. Well, I don't know. Studio City might have gave a confession. Fuck y'all and my hating on my hairline. My shit play. I'm a player, goddamn. I just got the hair looking all crazy. Fuck y'all. So I got that move. You know, you just throw it to the side. You can't even see shit. Fuck y'all hating ass niggas. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I ain't boring y'all niggas. Goddamn it. I'm on the motherfucking scene. So but you know, because if it came down to it, I still get my hoes. You know. So how about that? But hairline or not, nigga. Fuck y'all. Anyway, tomorrow, Sunday Night Confessions. So we'll be live for that. And so you say it is Saturday. Look, I'm trying to think, man. I'm trying to think. I do need to. Let me take care of a little things. I got to get up a little bit early in the morning and handle some stuff. And you know, I'm gonna give the folks a Rockets talk. I know the y'all trying to look. Save you 16. Look, put the pen to the pad, and we'll drop them on the Sunday Night Confessions. We're gonna see who got 16. Who's gonna drop a hot 16. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Might want to go to Deceit route on fucking Sunday trick the DNS to confess. Yeah, that might have to. But here's the deal, man. I fuck with y'all. Den folk, den generous denizens, friends in the den. Man, fucking, they finally told me that the shirts are being wrapped, so hopefully I'll be able to show y'all some of this new den merch sometime next week. So we'll see what's really shaking with that. I'm telling you, that shit gonna be tight. But with that being said, hey man, denizen, den folk, I'm gonna call it a wrap. You guys. Oh man, I'm gonna go get my dictionary out and see all the dens that I can get and figure it out. But sometimes you're here, sometimes you're out. Yeah, cause you be out on them Sundays too, like the rest of them. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? You know. But with that being said, man, hey Jack, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all, and sincerely, I appreciate y'all, you know, coming through the den. But you know how this goes about this time. With that being said, look, y'all ain't got to go home. You know, it's still relatively early. I mean, the club might still be open. You know, if y'all finna go wild out, y'all trying to catch y'all some late night hype. You know, go do your thug thing. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. I appreciate y'all. I'm gone. Wow, I fried it again. Why see this shit keep frying? Look, bring it back. I'm out. There we go. Now that's how it's supposed to be. Can't let y'all go without the audio. There we go, right there, man. Yeah, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, Sunday Night Confessions. Y'all better have some confessions ready. I'm still choosing between 1 or 2 confessions. I don't know which one I'm gonna confess, but I got one for y'all tomorrow. So we better have some good shit. I'm gonna share a good one tomorrow.